I don't have much to say other than the summer's moving right along. We, as you probably know, have very limited interaction with our players right now per NCAA rule. Hopefully that'll get changed here in the near future. But in the meantime, all the feedback I've gotten is really positive from our players, and I think they're upbeat. It's good to have them back. They're wrapping up their 4th week right now of the summer conditioning period, so they're up and running, and I'm sure looking forward to a break next week.
How's Dalton doing?
I think really, a lot better. Fortunately, his issues right now are orthopedic, so that's it's a miracle on one hand, and just I think everybody feels very, very fortunate.
Kirk, how is Mark Weissman's health? And second part, does his conditioning or training program change at all now that you know he's going to be a running back rather than a fullback?
Yeah, as far as I know, his health is great. He was fine in the spring. One thing we can do to help him and Bullock and help everybody is just, hopefully have a little bit more depth where those guys don't have to shoulder the whole load. And the way it worked out last year is because of some injury situations when Mark had to go, he was basically the only guy we had back there. And hopefully we'll have a little bit more balance this year. But he's doing fine. And I don't think his training changes a lot as far as the way he does train or his weight or anything like that. But some of the drills, I know Chris White was trying to work with him on his cutting, flexibilities, and things like that, like you would anybody. But the big thing is his focus now is on run the football more so than blocking. Whereas we'll call him do a little bit of each, but a year ago it was primarily just on blocking.
As you prepare for the season, how nice is it to have 2 more running backs in the stable and getting ready?
And we're not there yet. It's not August yet, but I think that was one good thing about spring ball. It looked like we had a chance at least to have 3, and then we got Mike Malloy back for that last week. And even though he only practiced 3 times, he did some things that were encouraging. And Hill is fine now. Barkley's fine. I talked to him a couple weeks ago. He said all the soreness is out of his knee. So we have an opportunity, I think, to have a little bit more depth certainly, and that would be a real help to us. That was something that made it a challenge last year.
Is Malloy on scholarship now?
He is, yeah. Well, he will be starting
when
next
school
year.
Starts, okay.
Yeah, starting next year.
That's a new
for this fall.
Something new for you, though, right? More finished spring ball with more running backs than you started.
Yeah. And if we can, like I said, with Barkley, we should get one back, add one to that group, and then we've got 3 young guys coming in the class this coming year that are intriguing as well. So it'll be fun to see them on the field.
How's the punter situation? Is Johnny Mullins here?
Johnny's just going to be going to school, so he's in good standing right now. But he's just going to finish up school, and it's Connor's job right now to handle it, and we'll go with Marshall Kane as our backup.
What are some of the biggest things you draw optimism on for this upcoming season?
I think the biggest thing is just the attitude that we've seen and the work that our guys have invested. And that began really at the end of November last year. I think it was still November when we got together after the last ball game, and that's when the process began. But basically, with every challenge that's been in front of them, the guys have really handled it, I think, pretty well. They've been working hard. They practiced hard during the spring, and that's all good. And I assume they're working hard right now. The feedback's been good there. But the most important thing is really is what we do when we get to camp, and that's why they're working hard right now, so they can be prepared for a good camp. And then, obviously the season. That's the ultimate challenge. But that's what you build for. That's what you're working for. And just like the way the guys are carrying themselves, I think we're getting good leadership, and just like what I've seen so far.
What is your contact right now with your quarterbacks? I know you can't be out there and all that kind of thing. What?
Right. We see them in the hall. I really haven't gone on my way to looking at them, but we've been doing our camps and all that kind of. It's the first time the staff's really had some time to get out of the office starting yesterday. So I see the guys around, but it's not like and I'm not even asking or quizzing. To me, it's all going to get decided in August. So I think all 3 of them are probably working really hard right now to do what they can do to enhance their opportunities and chances to compete well. And but I really think ultimately it's all going to get decided during the course of the camp. And my guess is the picture will start to become clear as we move along.
Now that you've had some time to look back on spring, what maybe stands out to you looking back at those past couple months?
With the whole team, or
just anything that stands out possibly.
I think we're making improvement. And that's all you ever ask a team to do is do what they can do to improve and push forward. And I think the guys have done that for the most part. We've really, I think, taken advantage of the opportunities we've had. And this is a critical stage, obviously, too. Just what they do in the summer months. Because that's what's ultimately going to get them ready for camp. And once we get going in August, that's really where things will start to shape up.
What are your thoughts on the new bowl alignments? San Francisco, San Diego, New York City. How's it?
I've been to San Francisco once in my life. I think I'm correct. Went to a hotel, went over to the game, played. I can't remember what year it was, but we got beat. Got back on a bus, flew out of there. So that's my exposure to San Francisco. I've heard it's a great place. I can tell you firsthand that the Holiday Bowl was unbelievably good to go to back in the 80s, and my guess is it's probably every bit as nice now. So I think it's great, and I think it's an opportunity for the Big Ten probably to – I think that we were interested in maybe looking at some different areas geographically and, just having a chance for our fans to experience some different things. And, again, I don't know about the other ones, but I know the Holiday Bowl is a first-class event, so it's got to be tough to screw that up being in San Diego. Pretty nice opportunity.
Among your newcomers, or even guys that you saw develop in spring, who do you feel like can help your offense become more explosive?
Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. And obviously we haven't needed the receiver position. So you think about a guy like Tavon Smith, he's got a great opportunity. He flashed and did some things last year, but he's got to become more consistent, certainly. But that whole position right now, we need somebody to really emerge there. And then, we have a lot of spots on our team. I think we're first-year guys last year, some guys that played and other guys that redshirted have an opportunity, to help us. And one neat thing about young guys is they tend to improve a little bit more dramatically maybe than older guys. I think about a couple defensive linemen. Jaleel Johnson, I think, is really, compared to where he was in September, he's grown a lot and he's got a lot more confidence than he had at that point. Faith Ikitaki, I could say the same thing about. So we're going to need some of those guys to step up and help our football team. I think they will.
When does guys are on the defensive line? What are you expecting, I guess, out of your defensive line next year compared to maybe what it was last year?
I think we're certainly more experienced than we were, and as a result of that, I think we'll play better, and we need to. So, and we will. But it was a young group, an experienced group last year. We knew that going in, and I think the guys played hard and did their absolute best. But certainly more productivity will help us there, and I think we have an opportunity. I think we have a lot more depth than we had last year. We had a hard time, in fact, we ended up playing Giroux as a true freshman. That wasn't by design, but it was just the way things shook out. And, if that had happened this coming year, I think that probably wouldn't have happened. But I think we have an opportunity to have a little bit more depth now. And as a result, I think we'll see better play up front.